Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Division 1 cast. And welcome back to another game with Gonzo. As we will have the Spanish battle today, Gonzo versus Gnef. That should be a really fun one. Really looking forward to that one. Gnef, always one of my favorite players. Gonzo, obviously always performing pretty well. So far, again, clean in this season. Usually only 1 or 2 games that he drops in the group stage, sometimes even none. So we'll see if Gnef is the guy to take the first map off him after Gonzo beat Miller and Crayfox already. And we will jump to the divisions that they will give us, as we have Gnef over here with Fudge Panzerhammer and Göring, which is still a good division. It has Panzer IVs, it has the Panzer Grenadiers, it has half-tracks, it has a nice recon tab. The Sturmtigers is a decent tank as well. AA tab is decent. Air tab though is a problem. And yeah, it's Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers are not that amazing. Still, they're better, but they're not amazing. Meanwhile, Gonzo stays with the division that we have seen him a lot on lately. The 2nd New Zealanders. So they're basically his substitute for whenever 3rd Canadian are banned, I guess. Like, those 2 divisions would be what I guess is what he plays the most at the moment. It just fits perfectly into his playstyle and into what he thinks is the best way of playing Skill Division. So, yeah, we will see if he can beat Gnef with that as we go into the map of Pressed West here. And Gnef and Gonzo both pinging the Vanguard income. And we have Gnef in blue on the left side, Gonzo in red on the right side. We've already putting 2 Shermans and quite a lot of Obleeders into the north. Fighting over this forest with Obleeders should be pretty simple. Well, we already have 2 Star Veterancy, the classic Hammer Göring Pioneers with MP44s, a couple of us outstripping. A lot of MGs with these lovely transports. The STKFZ at 251/9 with the 75mm short barrel gun. It has a pretty good HE damage output. Plus they also have an MG 42, so yeah, the damage output against soft targets is really nice for 20 point units. Also, they look so cute. They're really a cute unit with this really awkward looking gun on top. So let's give you guys a vote. Who do you think will win this one? Also, and if you want to see good 10v10 casts, go to Pixelated Apollo. I think he does it justice. He just rambles around, and that's how you should cast 10v10s. So, Pixelated Apollo is the way to go. Casting 10v10s there. So yeah. I'm not gonna see that on my channel. Also, hello there, Reef. How are you doing? How are you all doing out there? All doing. Here we go. Pressed West is a map that I really started to enjoy, and so far the league results don't speak for it being imbalanced. Like, a couple of people were worried that this side is a bit too favored, but so far the results have been in favor of red side more often than on blue side, so we'll see if Gonzo can do the red side justice this time as well and win with it, or if Gnef can block him from blue side. There's some digger leaders coming in, some Obleeders and like a lot of Obleeders and diggers in the north as well with the Sherman. A lot of diggers in the center as well. The classic Gonzo wave of human coming in here. Always 4 infantry or 3 infantry units at least at once coming in at one spot. That's how he plays the game. Heavy MGs in the center. Bandos holding down here. Jagdpanzer and the units that Gnef likes. Gnef really enjoys using both transports. Like, he plays a lot of these German divisions with these bit odd transport, those makeshift half-tracks that have a gun on top. way of form. He uses them in basically all his divisions that we have seen him play with last season. It didn't went too badly there for him. Made it into the playoffs. Didn't make it far in the playoffs, but yeah, he did good for himself there. Panzer Grenadiers coming in here as well. Meanwhile, in the north, the KFZ 251/9 has to engage. I would say Gnef is also, together with Grey Fox, the contender for making it out of into the playoffs. After behind Nilla and Gonzo, obviously. And with him already taking a point from Nilla and Nilla beating Grey Fox, he only has to beat or tie against Grey Fox for him to get in the really good position there. But obviously, Eugen and JKV will not make it easy either. So the season is still long. This is only Gnef's second series, so we will have to see how it goes for him. Comes in here with his shield to the D5. He'll most likely get a Sherman kill with it. Here we go. Yeah, gets the Sherman kill. Second Sherman got out of it. But D5 already paid halfway for itself, so one more Sherman kill and it did pay off. Sherman's over here. Not much that can answer that, but the Jagdpanzer obviously in a frontal engagement is good against it. On the other side, not much happening down here. Gnef takes the 1410, thanks to his Sadat trip taking the flag over here, and also not having any units over here, but 1410 obviously is not too important. The Jagdpanzer now in an engagement with the 6-pounder. Pounder bouncing so far, but with the APCR buff, it has a chance of penetrating the Jagdpanzer. Not getting it in yet though. But a lot more Shermans coming in the stack count as well. 4 Shermans already in the north. The lead is getting strafed here by an ME410. I'm not the biggest fan of these planes, but they're at least rather cheap, but they can't compete against Spitfires whatsoever, so they have to run. At least they are quick as well, so you can just run them out. You should really not go into a dogfight here with these, as their agility is the worst. Thanks here, so really don't take the fights there. Panzer IV comes up next to the Jagdpanzer, and in the combination they can work out really well because the Jagdpanzer gets the attention from the Shermans. They target the thing with the most frontal armor, so it would need micro from Gonzo to focus the Panzer IV. Otherwise, the Jagdpanzer and the Panzer IV can take out Shermans quite well. But we will have to see how it goes. Second Spitfire coming in for Gonzo, so quite heavy air investment there, but yeah, ME410 has a problem here. Has a problem. That one should go down. Or maybe not. No. Come on, yeah, there we go. Spitfires are behind it. Get the kill. More Panzer IV show up. Flak 38s with 2-star veteran C coming in as well. Did the Jagdpanzer get penetrated here? No. But he got stressed out there for a bit. Panzer IV comes around, deals with the Obletus as well. Infantry gets deeper into the forest there for Gnef. Gonzo now the one at the 1311 as he takes the flag up the hill here. And takes all his flags back. The most important engagement will be here. If Gnef can deal with the Shermans, he's in a solid spot. If he can't, then he might just basically die there. Brings in Pak 38s, good anti-tank gun. Panzer IV number 2 shows up. So that's 3 tanks for Gnef against the 4 of Gonzo, but Gonzo has the air superiority at the moment. He can use that against tanks as well. Brings in another 6-pounder. Another really good unit in the New Zealanders. Panzer Grenadiers moving forward here against the diggers. Should be able to deal with that. And at least Gnef doesn't make the mistake that I would say was made by Nilla in the Harteneck deck of not bringing in any veterancy on his infantry really. A bit of base infantry veterancy on like at least half of your infantry squads is kind of important at the moment. 3075 not hitting the Sherman. Getting shut down. Spitfire gets shut down as well, but the second Spitfire gets out, and 3075 not really paying off there. Should have made the run up in the north, I would say. Had more chance of success. OVA just got microed back. Gnef gets back to a 12-12. The engagement in the north is still really heated. After it gets sniped by the Sherman, Panzer IV in a 1v1 situation isn't nice. Usually doesn't win against Shermans in a 1v1 in a situation like this because of the quicker aim time of the Shermans, and both sides can penetrate each other pretty easily. But yeah, with that it means Sherman hits first, and with hitting first it gets the second penetration first, and with that it wins the duel. So, not a big fan of Panzer IV Gs versus Sherman close range 1v1s as the Panzer IV player. Rather wanna do a 2v1. Germans control the open here, but so far it's still a 12-12. It's still a 12-12 here. So, nothing major going on. Nothing major going on here. Right now. No big moves. Pentagon is getting dealt with by this Sherman. Sherman in a nice spot. Now up to 3-star veterancy. And here we see Panzer IV gets penetrated first. Gets its second shot off, gets penetration, but now Sherman gets another shot, gets the kill. That's exactly what I was talking about. That's why you don't play with Panzer IVs against Shermans in close range. And even less so with these guys. Because Sherman shoots first as well, usually in these engagements. This time it didn't. Bit of a mess up there by Gonzo. So, in the end, it's still okay for Gnef. Because these died one shot to the Shermans. And if the Shermans having the first shot, it is usually a tough matchup. Stackhound gets sniped in the north. Pack 38 comes around. This could be a really good engagement up here. We have still the 6-pounder over here, though, which has to be thought about by Gnef. He gets the kill with the Pack 38 on one Sherman that already was damaged beforehand. Pack 6-pounder waits for the Jagdpanzer to show its side armor, and that's really what is gonna happen now, and that's... Ooh, this is dangerous. Pack 38 shouldn't engage further. Only gets a shooter knockout over here, which is okay, means it gets another shot off, but the second Sherman is coming in. And Spitfire gets the kill there. VA pieces are too far behind to do any real damage there. Mortar comes around, that's a good idea for the 6-pounder. Having Pioneers going a bit too deep there. Always a bit painful when you lose an infantry squad like that in the open to a Sherman. Really one of the most important things about Sherman is their effectiveness against infantry at the moment. Kinda insane how easily they mow something down coming through the open. Ooh, Jagdpanzer has to be careful. Turning its frontal armor around. Now it shouldn't be penetrated anymore. Okay, now it can take the fight against the 6-pounder. Don't know if that was on purpose. I wouldn't expect that it was on purpose by Gnef there. But now he can win that firefight because the 6-pounder is out of APCR shells, so it doesn't really have a chance of penetrating the Jagdpanzer IV on max range. So that's a good thing here for Gnef. The Jagdpanzer though takes a while to deal because it doesn't have good HE damage. 6-pounder will take a while to be killed off here. Ooh, a Sherman tries to join this engagement. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. The leader would be nice here for... Oh my... What? What? Oh, I guess these two guys came up there for the side shot. Oof. That's a big oof. Also the 233 not getting the kill there. Okay, now they get it, but that Jagdpanzer was really important for the defenses. Tiger comes around, and we saw that the Tiger can be effective against Shermans yesterday. Was the most effective units in the hard to neck play of Nilla there for a long time. Go with some nice infantry play. But it has to be used in the right spot. If the Sherman, and it's heavily outnumbered by the Sherman, it doesn't help. So the Panzer IV here has to survive to support the Tiger E. Meanwhile, Gonzo flies attacks in the south with Kitty Hawks, and the air superiority is also something that worries me heavily here. Panzer IV gets penetrated. Gets Sherman killed, but gets killed off as well by the same Sherman. They shoot pretty much simultaneously. The wagon comes around, but it's now one Tiger against 4 Shermans and the 6-pounder. Not the best engagement there for the Tiger. Second Tiger shows up. 2 Tigers, you can maybe do it. They together one-shotted Sherman, obviously, if they both penetrate. Which is helpful, and as I said, Shermans struggle against the frontal armor of a Tiger. And even against the side armor, they're not super effective, as it's 85mm, so they can bounce against that as well, but chances are they don't. So the Tigers are a bit of a hope here for Gnef, but he has to use them correctly. And obviously the 6-pounders are good against Tigers as well, so he has to stay away from those. That's the big issue of the Tiger. And the tank guns are pretty effective against it most of the time, and it's just pretty pricey. And if the other side plays 2 Shermans well, then the Tiger also struggles, and with 2 Shermans nearly being the same price, that happens quite often. Ooh, gets into a good spot here, does get a shot off. Yes, gets a penetration in as well with it. So that's nice. Wait, Sherman actually drives into engagement there. Gonzo not realizing the line of sight. Losing a Sherman there maybe? Nope. Next Tiger engages. Sherman's still inside. Can the Tiger get another shot off? Yes, it does. And it gets the kill. They wagons around here. Yeah, they don't groove well against Shermans at all. As I said, Shermans one-shot them. Meanwhile, in the south, Gonzo now invests as well. Puts in a couple of Shermans into the center. Sherman in the south as well. Jagdpanzer though is around. Trying to deal with that. Diggers over here. I'd go a bit too far. We have to see. As that's took him also under fire by the Sherman, but then a couple of 233s now around as well, so I would say the Diggers will lose out first here. Or do they? High rate of fire of the 233 does a good job there. Yeah, there we go. Diggers surrender. Over here, Panzer 3Ns doing a solid job as well. They are annoying for the infantry of Gonzo because most of it doesn't have AT. Meanwhile, second Tiger comes up the hill, deals with another Sherman here. So Shermans start to be dealt with. Meanwhile, it's a 1410 here. Kitty Hawk flies around. It's a 3N. Reaches the Diggers in the south. Dealing some damage there. Jagdpanzer on the hill. Getting more infantry, as we already saw earlier in the game. Still not the most effective unit against infantry, but when they're out in the open it can get some kills there as well. Panzer 3Ns over here are nasty. Pushing back the Obleaders. Might be able to get the flag here. Or Gnef. Get it back to a 10-14. Whilst he's still under pressure in the north, but the Tigers did a good job so far. Has to be careful of the 6-pounder here. Sherman also still in the forest here. So we have to be careful about that one. Hungarian Flight Grenadiers coming around. Artillery maybe could help out with this Sherman. Panzer 3N most likely will get side-shotted now by the 6-pounder. Maybe finished off. As that infantry is needed here. Push through. Tiger helps dealing with the Diggers in the north. That's a good one. German over here gets killed off by the Type 38. Really good AT gun, but there's no infantry to protect it. Yeah, overall, maybe Gnef is a bit light in the center. Also, Sherman now coming around against the Panzer 3N. But they are maybe getting side shots here. Oh my god, did it just hit while it's driving? Ah, the classic Sherman experience. Hitting while driving. The stabilizers. Oh boy. That's brutal. Not getting a single penetration there and getting hit whilst the Sherman is just driving around. Just Sherman things. Just Sherman things. And while Tiger is moving forward. Panzer 3 went down. 2 Shermans are behind. But the AT gun got killed off. So Gnef might be able to push forward. In the north. Gets a couple more Panzer 4s in. Another Panzer 4 in the south as well. Type 38 is coming around. Can it get a kill onto the Sherman? We will have to see. Oof. Germans and Bandau get the kills over here at the Flammenwerfers. Doing a good job there. 6 Jagdpanzer now around though. Maybe deal with the Shermans on the long range. They are basically ineffective against it on this range, so if nothing else comes around, the Jagdpanzer doesn't have to fear anything, but it also doesn't have the best penetration chances here, so it will take a while. Got already one in here though, so we will have to see if this Sherman blows up. The next shot is a miss. Issue with Jagdpanzers is that you don't get them with veterancy usually, so they don't get extra bonus rate of fire and stuff like that, which is a bit of an issue. Spitfire over here might go down. The Kitty Hawk gets critted by the JH-75. Focus fire on the Spitfire, you could get it down maybe. Or just kill it off with JH-75. Ooh. JH-75 is going for the Kitty Hawk. Both planes will get out. Meanwhile, Sherman gets killed by the lovely, lovely small little halfback here. With a nice side shot. Feels like War Thunder. Feels like War Thunder. Nasty little camper in the forest. Getting the side ambush. Sherman in the north though gets taken out by the 6-pounder. Meanwhile, 6-pounder runs into the last remaining Ersatztruppen, but luckily for it, it has Obletus in the rear. The only one Tiger remaining in the north, but all the Shermans have been pushed away from the hill or killed off. So it's not going horribly wrong there for Gnef, but trades are not super amazing. The 251 Moby goes a bit too deep. Sherman's now helping out in the middle. 538 not there to help out. But infantry at least saved it from the infantry push of Gonzo. Gonzo keeps up to 59 though. And that's an issue. Also Boston Bombers now coming in to deal with the infantry over here. Pinning down and killing off quite a couple. Meanwhile, the mortar not hitting the right spot. Not hitting the right spot at all for Gnef there. Gets back to a 1410. Who lost his Jagdpanzer in the south as well, as a 6-pounder came around. 6-pounder is just really nasty with the current APCR situation. One of the reasons why this deck is doing well, I would say, the 6-pounder situation at the moment. With APCR being weaker, it would struggle more against heavier tanks. So, might fall off with the range rework and so on. We will have to see how that affects APCR shells and anti-tank guns overall. Obletus meanwhile getting hit in the north. But mortar not quite accurate. And with the bombing run over here, the Obletus also have a pretty good engagement over here. Kitty Hawk now coming in as well. And yes, the air spam is just really annoying here for Gnef. Really annoying. The Black Radius moving through the forest. A couple of pets of force coming around. We'll try to snipe the Sherman, but can this 538 maybe do it? Well, one single Sherman got back onto the hill. A couple of Wolverines show up. They are pretty effective against Tigers. 13-11 it is. And Gonzo, with the Jagdpanzer taken out, doesn't have anything to hold back his Shermans in the south, and he's pushing in with it. Doesn't look good right now for Gnef. He has a Pak 40 now out in the open, but 2 Shermans could maybe be even able to deal with that. Doesn't hit with the first shot. Now gets engaged by the Sherman. Kills it off with the second shot though. JH-75 comes in. Goes for the other Sherman. Gonzo not reacting so far. Is moving it back now. But was it too late? Looks kinda like it. Yeah, Sherman goes down. So both Shermans being taken out, but there's still a lot of infantry to be dealt with. Pak 40 doesn't really help out that much with that. JH-75 has to get out. Sherman in the middle took out the Pak 38. Sherman over here now engaging the 2 Panzer 4Gs. Other Sherman should come around, help out. Is on the way now. And the Tiger in the north is trying to flank around as well. Panzer 4G over here is engaging onto infantry, not against the Sherman over here. Sherman number 1 though gets taken out, so it's 3 Panzer 4Gs around here now. Against only 1 Sherman, but there's a 6-pounder in the rear, which is really, really, really deadly against Panzer 4Gs. Because every shot, every hit is a penetration basically, against the 65 frontal armor. Pak 40 got pinned down by planes, so the infantry can move on now without being shot at. Panzer 4G tries to come in as support, but there is the 6-pounder, there is a Sherman on the way. You gotta be careful about that. 11-13 it is right now, so likewise it's not completely horrible for Gnef right now. It would still mean 20 minutes on the clock if it would stay at this. This AA though gets picked off now. Halfback in the north tries to stop the diggers. Trying to do a good job there. Tiger on its own, I'm not quite sure we want to send that in against Wolverines. I mean, it's 0-star Wolverines at least, but they can penetrate you and they outnumber you, and being outnumbered with tanks that can penetrate you usually is a bad situation in Steel Division 2. And now Wolverine comes around with a side shot, gets a penetration. Tiger is in a lot of danger, especially as also the 6-pounder has found a spot where it gets fired at it. Kitty Hawk comes in as well, and there goes the big cat. Big cat down. Tiger is a goner. Meanwhile, J75 gets hunted by the Spitfire, gets shut down. And the Shermans now have free reign over here. Only one Pike 40 per round. And that is not enough to stop this. And it looks like this game is close to be over, as Gonzo has control in the south. Center is still maybe the best situation for Gnef, but the north just is on the way, on the brink of collapse. And yeah, this might not take too long here for Gonzo to close out. Already has the 59 again. G tries to help out in the south, but tough situation here as well. And G is now trying to move in here, helping out against the infantry over here. But yeah, the Wolverines now could even leg this Panzer 3 bunch. 81mm mortar is emptied out as well. There's no units coming in right now here for Gnef. More Shermans for the center here. And these Panzer 3s can't push in anywhere and can only try to hold. Valkyria coming in now. This flag is under trouble. It's a 59 already. And there we go. Game number 1 goes to Gonzo. A lot of back and forth, but he dealt well with the Tigers. He used his Shermans and his infantry as always in a really good manner. Added the solid micro again whenever it was needed. And got himself victory in game number 1. As clean as ever. GGVP to him. Gnef tried his style, but it didn't quite work out there. And the air just was the one really big issue there. Spitfires and Kitty Hawks and so on just bullied all the AT guns into the ground. And he couldn't really do much about it. He got a couple of nice kills there in the air as well, but it wasn't enough to save him there. So GGVP there to Gonzo in game number 1. We will be back with game 2 in 5 minutes. So yeah, here I am again in the sellout section of the stream, where I tell you how you can get money into the prize pool without paying anything. All you have to do is use the code SDL5 in the Matcherino page. You can find it down in the description below or in the chat right now. And you get 50 cents to the prize pool. For free. Just so. And yeah, once more pointing out, if you go for 550 bucks in the prize pool, the 24-hour live stream is coming. The current stretch goal we're running for is 400 bucks, so that's still 120 bucks roundabout that we have to go for that. And yeah, once we get in that, I have to figure out another stretch goal after this. But yeah, I'm optimistic, guys, that you will make me suffer through a 24-hour live stream. And yeah, use your code there for the 50 cents so that we can get that one step closer to it. With that said, let's jump into the divisions that we will see in game number 2, and one of those is the 44th Gonzo. We have a lot of T-3485s here. A lot of them. SC-76 coming around as well. And then the classic Guardia Spam. Couple of off-map cars here as well. And a good amount of AA as well. Combined with some Yak 3s and a tank rocket IL-2 is interesting. Sniperies in Jeeps over here. And on the other side, surprise, surprise, surprise. 3rd Canadians. Gonzo on 3rd Canadians. With his Shermans, with his rifles, all the standard. Mosquitoes and Spitfires. His classic deck. And we are on the standard map as well. Orsha North. So, we'll see if Gnef can stop him here. It looks like Gonzo is still trading out a bit too good. Okay. And Gnef is still running a bit behind there, maybe. But we will see. Maybe he can change it around in this game. Last game for sure. He did a solid job, but just wasn't quite up to it. So here we go. Gonzo with his 3rd Canadian. Gnef with the 44th. 44th went up quite a bit over the last couple of months in the tier lists. Was a really disliked division in Season 3. It was played quite a bit there, but it didn't perform at all. In Season 4 it was a bit better. It's still not one of the amazing divisions though. Like in Season 3, it was one of the reasons I would say why Gonzo won against Karma in the finals. Karma picking that division made him kind of lose there, just because of matchup. But Karma's playstyle at that point already might have been better than Gonzo's, but the division pick was what allowed Gonzo to come back from a 0-0 to a 3-2 there in division in Season 3, and in Season 4 obviously Karma didn't make that mistake and he won 3-1. So Since then, the division got a bit better. Thanks to patches like the SU-76 buff. But the question is it good enough to take on the beast? That is the 3rd Canadian. Gonzo already rushing here with stormtroopers. Defense group following up as well in the white Clark, which is a really nice transport. Allows you to drive up to enemy infantry squads without getting killed off by their defensive rifle fire, as these trucks are not targetable for infantry small arms. So, and as they're also as quickly as normal trucks, they don't fall behind or anything. They're faster than normal half tracks by 10 kmh. It's nice as well. And while in the south we have a half track push with Tanko Sanikis and Red Guard trucks. Trying to push through here. Rifle Piats though get the kill. Onto the truck. Tanko Sanikis get killed off as well over here. One already falling, second one has fallen now. So both half tracks, not the most effective push here whatsoever by Gnef. Not really working out there. And he has to struggle over here. So far the Automat did a good job though, killing off those stormtroopers. Have to disengage here maybe? Yeah, no, they don't, and they get blown to bits by the TNT charge. In the north, PTRS gets run over by Shermans as well, and it looks like Gonzo already is in the driver's seat once more. Looks like Gonzo is once more back on it. Rifles under fire over here. T-35 is around. So that's bad for the Sherman. Yeah, gets the Sherman kill. T-35 pretty good in that matchup, unlike their 76 brethren. They are really nice in that matchup. Even the 1943 model. Got ADPs pushing in over here. Only issue is that they are having the slow rate of fire similar to the Tiger, but obviously they're 40 points cheaper than the Tiger, so they're quite a bit more on point with the Shermans when it comes to cost efficiency. Sherman over disengaging. Chigis and Automat Chigis shouldn't run into that. God, yeah. Running over the open field here. Will get in trouble with the defense group, and most likely Yak 1B coming in already. So the first airplay coming out of Gnef's side. And this one off map, hitting the north. Not sure if that's the best position. Yak 1B gets this. No, doesn't get the snipe on the scouts. Okay, doesn't hit them with the bombs as they stopped moving. Oof, that's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. It's a relatively cheap plane, so, and it has a quick reload time with 50 kilogram bombs, so that isn't the biggest issue of missing one there, but obviously would have been nice if he could have killed off the sniper scouts, as they now annoy his Guardias over here. And well, Firefly and 6-pounder are around, so the Automat Chiki truck will not make it over the open field. Yeah, have to be unloaded. Maybe already sent out to disengage. Yak 1 bomber number 2 comes around. Can he do the job? He goes for the 6-pounder, kills it off, and that's where Yak 1B bombers are nice. This one has two 100 kilogram bombs, so it's quite a bit more efficient. And yeah, for 100 points, they do a really good job there. Sniping units like that. SU-76 now is the one to try to kill off the sniper scouts. Can it do the job? Can it do the job? Guardias over here are forced back. Defense group joining in as well. Sniper scout gets killed off. Yak 1B has to disengage as well. OB-25 over here engages the defense group. So that should allow the Guardias to win out against the second one. Defense group number 1 is down. Guardia, no, not jumping into the building. OB-25 still helping out though. Should turn the fight around there. The Guardias now get the defensive bonus. Defense group moving out of the building. Getting hit now in the other building though. And that should finish them off. Should allow the Guardia to take the flag. Meanwhile, Gonzo coming in with a lot of infantry down here. Firefly and 6-pounder finish off the T-45. 6-pounder still in a really good AT gun. Just like we saw last game. Really helping out the Shermans in all of these engagements. Gonzo really good in using them together. Keeping his Shermans around for dealing with infantry and dealing with everything lightly armored. And then whenever a big thing comes around, he gets them to run to his 6-pounders. He's really good in baiting enemy into his 6-pounders. having the 6-pounders in the right spot. Meanwhile, Tanko the Saniki comes around in the north. Gonzo up to 1311. L2M with AT rockets is the next plane on the side of Gnef. Gnef coming in with quite a couple of planes. Already has a ZSU as well for some AA. Now coming up with an 85mm as well to support that too. And that should be an AA that should help out to win the fights for the L2M and so on. Oh no. Oh no! Wait, what? Why would you do that? Why? Oh no. Why would you just return to base? I guess Gnef didn't saw the Mosquito coming in there, because you would always want to micro against the Mosquito. It's really easy to out-micro them, but they are similar to the MV410. They are pretty quick and they have a lot of firepower. They're not quite as quick as the MV410, but the firepower is really nasty. You really don't just want to fly away from them and let them get behind you. As they also have better agility, so you can out-micro them in the sky fights. But Gnef didn't, and so he loses an IL-2M, which is really painful. 122-point planes that only got one rocket off, that didn't even get the kill onto the Firefly. Not a good investment. Yak 1B in the north doesn't hit the target, doesn't quite hit the mark. And while next off map here, coming in for Gnef, second SU-76 ET is around. German gets the first penetration in. SU-76 doesn't penetrate with its shot, and Sherman also gets the second shot, but gets killed off last second there. Oh, can the Mosquito get killed there? Mosquito flying awkwardly. F1B looks like it might get out here. Firefly now engaging in the middle. The infantry push back into the town just really doesn't work out whatsoever for Gnef. I would say he should stop that for now. Meanwhile, Mosquito is flying around over here. Double Sniperi plus OB against two Vickers. Vickers are pretty nice in this range though. And Sniperis are really inefficient against units in buildings, so they struggle to getting the kill there. Now the Vickers is out of the building though, so that might make it a bit easier. Yeah, there we go. Vickers goes down. Another T-34-85. 1943 comes around in the south. Could be an interesting engagement against the Firefly. Firefly a bit favored in that one because of the faster rate of fire. But the push over here is really painful for Gnef. Gonzo holding on to that, bringing in his classic double stack counter AA setup. It's really, he has this down. He has this setup down so well. You should really ban this division against him. Even if it's not top dog division anymore, you should just ban it because he's so good with it. Like, I could even see it if it falls off a bit lower, like into B tier. It could still see Gonzo playing it, but it is still A to S tier at the moment, so even more reasons to ban it. Really rough to see people still giving Gonzo the 3rd Canadians open. Like, it's just such a strong division. Can understand leaving 2nd New Zealanders open, but I can't understand, like, even that is something you should ban against him because it's just so similar to what he usually plays, but leaving him 3rd Canadians open is just a big mistake. In Europe, it's really easy to find matches here, especially if you play one. Like, what size of games do you want to play? In 1v1, it's super easy. Even in team games, yeah, you should join one of the Discords then, and then it is also rather simple. But for 1v1, it's like really no problem whatsoever. And if you join one of the Discords, even easier. But yeah, like at the moment, the game has a really good player base, and it's growing, so that's good as well. Like, the last 2 months were the best months in its lifetime. Especially like February was really, really good. And it should just get better with the next couple of patches. Community is really nice. Gamers had a nice day. So yeah, by all means, Rinya, Bulgaria, get into it. Join us here in this lovely community. Meanwhile, more and more Mosquitoes show up. No AA set up in the north for Gnef yet. Brings in the first 85mm there though. He is up to an 11-13. But the hammer push in the middle could be nasty. And yeah, that's just, everything in 3rd Canadians is so annoyingly cost efficient. Germans are still really cost efficient, 6-pounders are cost efficient, Humbers are cost efficient. Mosquitoes are cost efficient. They're not amazing, but hey, you can get the Spitfires as well if you want to support them. And mosquitoes have a lot of firepower against ground targets, so that makes them nice as well. There we go with Spitfire, so now you can't even run away from the air fight anymore by just out-turning, because now there's a fast plane. Or like, not really fast plane, but there's a good plane with a lot of firepower with the Mosquito, and there's now a really agile plane as well. Second IA forces back the Yak-1B, Spitfire will get the kill, and yeah, Gnef in a lot of trouble again. And really, you should not give this guy this division. Second AA is also really cost efficient, another thing there. Yeah, this division is just still really good, and he is really good with it as well, so yeah, another player here getting punished for leaving it open. It looks like Gnef in a lot of trouble. Because there was no Yak Tiger in 1944. In the summer of 1944. Plus, also, the more people whine about it, the less likely it will be that it ever will be there. Because Mad will just get more and more pissed off about it. Wait, it says you? Oh, yeah, it has 50. Right, doesn't have it. Can't do 50 calls fire back there. It has to run away, that's for sure. Even if it could fire back, it wouldn't be amazing. But yeah, has to hope that the Humber runs into the 85mm over here. Spitfire tries to come in over here. Gets the bombs dropped off, actually. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, it should fire on the ground targets. That is you. Get out of there. Come on, that is you. Don't die to this. Oh, come on. Gnef, don't lose your ZSU like this. Not like this. Gnef. 10-14. Like, he's not playing bad or anything, but it's just Gonzo is just so freakishly good with this division. Why does he leave the ZSU open like that? Oh my god. Yeah, now he realizes, and now he turns to side armor, and Humber instantaneously penetrates. Oof. Humber down. T-34. 85. In a nice spot here. Rifles will not do anything against it. Sherman in a bit of trouble. Does it get another shot off? Yeah, that might be the Sherman kill. Nope. Doesn't penetrate with that one. Wolverines come onto the battlefield. Meanwhile, rifles get eliminated over here. But helping out with that. 14-10 or Gonzo continues. Humber disengaging now. Getting into another nasty spot where it can kill off transports like the Guardias. Yeah, Gnef in a lot of trouble. Plays a good game here, but Gonzo is just too strong with this division. It's just insane. I mean, yeah. There was that Vulcan just casted that game in finals of season 4 where he got beaten by Kama's third Vulture Megas, but even that game was so freakishly close, and it was on Krupa and so on, and it was still not a good show of why you should leave it open. Like, it was still really close, and Kama played really insanely well with his third FJ as well. I just don't get why people leave Gonzo this division. 16-8. Especially if you're Gnef and you don't want to play the meta divisions anyways. Like, why not just ban all the meta divisions if what you're gonna play is not the meta? Like, I can understand it at some point if you also think about getting some of the top divisions yourself, because that's what you practice, but Gnef obviously didn't practice those divisions. He always plays in off-meta divisions. So just ban all the meta divisions that your enemy plays, and then play your off-meta divisions against something that is not quite as good in the meta. Like, don't know, Second God Tankor or Second Indian Head, something like that. Something that Gonzo isn't as familiar with, and that also is a bit lower on the board. Like, Second Indian Head is still a really strong division, and Gonzo would still be really scary with that, but with Third Canadian he just is near unbeatable. As we see here. He plays it just like a fiddle. Mosquitoes coming in, Spitfires coming in. Shermans and rifles. Shermans and rifles. And Shermans and rifles. And Shermans and rifles. White truck rush in the beginning. 2-stack count AAs because they're cost efficient and they allow you to have every dogfight above them. And then, yeah, Shermans, rifles. And if you have a particular unit that you need to penetrate and that doesn't want to run into your 6-pounders, bring in the Wolverines. Like, sure, it's obvious what he plays, but he plays it so well that it doesn't really matter. And it's just such a strong combo that it really doesn't matter. It's a strong combo that also gets played well. And yeah, I just I could go on and on about this. Really, Gnef lost this game, these games, both of these, I would say, in the pick and ban phase. Like, as I said, I like that he plays off meta, but then at least ban the meta divisions. At least ban the meta divisions. Or, like, the top Gonzo divisions. Like, it's not like Gonzo is insanely strong with every division. He's good with every division. He is Division 1 material with every division, but God tier mode, he's only with divisions like these. All the other divisions, he seems to be beatable. And he was beaten by him with the other divisions. But if he plays 3rd Canadian, only a guy like Kama can beat him. And Gnef is not quite that level. Gnef is good and all, but... And, like, even if they would play similar divisions, it would be a tough match for him. But in this setup, he just doesn't stand a chance. Couple of Separis coming in. Guardia over here, engaging the biggest HMG. Guido getting forced back. Spitfire getting forced back as well. More and more Separis. South. Yeah. Trying to get the forest back, but it's a 17-7 and yeah, this game is just over. This game is just over. Off map comes in over here. Because HMG gets attacked. Alias trying to help out as well. Maybe getting a couple of flag backs. Maybe getting it back to a 10-14 here. But that will not change the outcome of this match. This is already clear who will win this. 4 minutes 38. More and more Separis coming in. It's not... We are not on Krupa. We are... and it's not as close as it was. For example, in that game between Kama and Gonzo. L2M comes in here with the 80 rockets. Hits the Wolverines. Forces them to fall back. Render over here. Separi, next Separi comes in against 3 rifles though, and yeah, 1 versus 3 will struggle there as well. We'll get its TNT off. Oh, actually, it's 1 versus 4. Both get its TNT off. Wait, what happened to its TNT? Okay, now with its TNT, it took a hell of a lot of time. Separi is going down. 18-6 it actually is now, and yeah, there's this time to tap out and say GG, because there's nothing to change this. No matter what universe you're in. Wolverines keeping up the Guardias, Mosquito coming in with the bombs. And another really, really clean game here by Gonzo. Not making many mistakes, and just showing us once more how the oiled machine that is the third Canadian is supposed to be played. T-3045 down here. Engagement against Sherman. It's a good engagement for T-3045. But Wolverine is around the corner. Next Wolverine showing up over here. Engaging against the T-34 actually. Next Sherman gets killed off by T-3045. EA please gets killed off by the Mosquito. T-34 gets killed off by the Wolverine. Wolverine gets killed off by T-3045. And yeah, T-3045s are a good unit here against Shermans. Against another Sherman division, all fine, but not against this one. And here we go. Game number 2 ends after 20 minutes. GGVP to Gonzo. Stays clean. and goes up 6-0 so far this season. Oh boy. So yeah, we will have to wait for the playoffs to see someone maybe stopping in there. Or is he back into God mode and is he just unstoppable again? But yeah. At the moment, it might even be that Karma doesn't make it to the playoffs, so we have to see about that. We will see Karma though in the next match. This is the next. It's up to into the next game, where we will see Karma versus Jada Boy. That is game number 2, series number 2 today. So see you all in that one in 5 minutes. Jada Boy versus Karma. So the Ground King versus an up-and-comer from season Division 2. See you all there.